Ready to go?
Ready to roll.
Yep. All right, Richard.
All right.
You
memorized the...
I am not memorized, but I'm ready to go.
Okay.
We'll just do the best we can. So you're telling me a little while ago, 14 years ago, is how you ended up here in the U.S., and that's kind of the start of your journey. So let's just start from there.
Sure, yeah. So we set up ProForce actually in 2005 as a B2B wholesale distribution company focusing in the military, law enforcement, outdoor markets, servicing dealers and government contractors within that space. Yeah, so our main two brands are Tasmanian Tiger and Snugpak. Both are European brands that we represent exclusively. For instance, this is the Tasmanian Tiger First Responder Move On. So this is actually a two-pack system. The front pack that can be detached from the main compartment and worn as a separate pack. Internally has pouches that can also be removed with the hook and loop attachment so that they could be dispersed to when administering medical needs to victims. And then again, it just shows the modularity and removability of the product. Then in the back you have a bigger backpack that would have compartments that have separators that can be moved to accommodate whatever is being housed.
And so with a lot of these new items too, working with R&S, I like to think we're pretty agile. Some of these, containers come in and just within a few days, we're able to ship that new product, fill any back orders that you might have, and to continue to serve your customers.
Yeah, R&S does a really good job at receiving our product, identifying it correctly, labeling it correctly, and then being able to shelve it with regard to the bin locations for packing process, but then also the storage as well. As you can see from the aisles, everything is very tidy, easily identifiable. We don't lose a product in our warehouse due to the systems that R&S has in place. So that's really reassuring as the brand is that our product is shipped correctly to our customers. And when things do go wrong, which is rarely, it is quickly resolved by R&S, and things are implemented so that the same mistake doesn't happen again. But it's a great working relationship.
Tell us about your move to relocate from Florida to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah, we had, after forming the company in 2005, we established it there in South Florida, and grew the company there from multiple warehouses, each time needing to find bigger space to be able to service the needs of our business and our inventory and our customers. And South Florida being landlocked, we started thinking that we needed to be more centrally located in the country, certainly in the eastern seaboard, where the majority of our business is, but then also closer to the West Coast. So Knoxville was the city that we came to investigate that, and we're fortunate enough to meet R&S through our investigation of where we would relocate the business. And towards the end of 2020, we made a phone call to R&S, and they answered the phone.
Yeah.
Following day, we had a meeting. So that in itself was very important to us, that we were able to connect with people that would be there for us at a phone call away, or face-to-face meeting quickly.
Yeah, so that's a big move too, coming from Florida to Knoxville. I know you personally live here now too. So at first, was it just wanting to move the operation up here, or were you wanting to move yourself up here too? Kind of in your, not to ask too much about your personal life, but...
a combination actually. Yeah. We personally decided to move here prior to moving the warehouse, and then when we got here and realized, from a personal standpoint, how welcoming Knoxville was to us, we then said, well, we should be moving our business, and that's kind of the stepping stone to that.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. Deal was consummated quite quickly after a visit from Knoxville to our existing warehouse in South Florida to see what we had and how we did our business, to be able to make the transition easy, and that's what happened. So for us, the transition was that to be able to be within a facility and a company that gives us flexibility. Through our working with R&S, we've been able to increase our square footage, as it is required in future, opportunities, that's still available to us, rather than having to sign a long-term lease with a landlord for a warehouse space. We can work with R&S on our space needs on a short-term notice, both for inception, but then also for if we wanted to reduce the space. So there's that advantage. Labor, absolutely. When you have your own employees, there are additional costs associated to that, as we all know. Working with R&S enables us to be able to turn that labor on at a moment's notice as needed. We have been able to cut costs associated to that by being with R&S.
Mm-hmm. I kind of look at it when we talk to customers as you're kind of getting a real estate agent and also fulfillment for your product on the side, because now you don't have to negotiate that lease. We're handling that space, and as well we're able to have that flexibility too. If you're going into a lease and the space is for 25,000 square feet, you have to sign the lease for that when you might only need 10. And that's a great part about a 3PL. We can be flexible with the space we give you, increase and decrease with your business needs.
Absolutely, it's a huge benefit.
Just working in logistics, you see stuff happen on the news, and half the time you're like, oh, that doesn't affect me. But the industry you're serving, like, that's something that's like, oh, this is going to affect me. This is going to affect how many orders we're getting, what type of fulfillment we need. And it's really cool to be kind of attached to the world news in that way. It gives a really big sense of purpose to our fulfillment that we're doing for you guys.
And we definitely, get that feeling when working with R&S that everyone is engaged in what we do and is interested in who we're servicing, and so that it brings more personal touch to the service that R&S offers.
Since whenever you guys first started with us, we're on a different WMS system. We transferred over to our new one in early 2022. Since then, we've shipped over 13,000 orders for you guys, so around 4,000 a year. The total weight of those shipments is just a little over 500,000 pounds.
Wow.
And the total amount of eaches, around 534,000 eaches have been shipped of your product.
Wow.
You want to take a guess on what your most shipped to state would be?
If I would take a guess, I would say North Carolina.
Correct. You are correct.
Okay.
You want to try to guess number two? You want to see how far you get on the list?
Number two, I would say Virginia.
Number two was California.
California, okay.
California, and then followed by Texas and Florida. So,
well, the less that we're involved and able to send orders over that we know are being picked, packed, and shipped accurately, which is what we're experiencing, is important and continues to allow us to spend our time on generating more business. So yeah, we see that happening on a daily basis.
Yeah, so you're able to think of the warehouse, even though it's a 3PL, you just look at it at this point as an extension of your business. You look at us as if we're just an extension of ProForce. We are the fulfillment arm of your company.
Absolutely. You're spot on with that assumption.
Yeah.
And that's how we feel. It is comforting to know that we're working with third-party logistics that gets our business, that has taken the time to be able to get things right